Everyone always gets one thing wrong about Epic Games. They think they are lazy, they think they're not listening to the community, and they think they don't know how to make the game good. Well, here I am today to tell you that you are all wrong. Well, because the answer is they do not care about you. And in this video, I'm going to talk about three main topics. Why they don't care about you, a drama that unfolded on Twitter today that involved like a bunch of my friends that is kind of icky, but I will talk about. And then why I think why Epic is wrong in this. Now, let's get into it. Okay, first of all, I have been playing Fortnite for like 7 years, making content the whole time, and I have finally come to a realization on this topic. So why do they not care about you? Well, let's show you how they don't care about you, and then I will tell you why. So you, the person watching this video, may have a lot of different reasons why you play Fortnite and why you like this game, what you wish they would do better, what you wish they would change, and so on and so forth. So let's talk about one that I heard a lot of people complain about, and that was the locker. Now, Fortnite has already changed this, but a lot of people were complaining a lot, and it took Epic about a year to finally change this, and a lot of people were wondering why it took so long, and a lot of people were very mad about this. But then another controversy was that Epic Games put bots in OG Fortnite when it seemed like everyone did not want bots in the game. Now, they have not gone back on this, and there is bots in OG Fortnite, and it seems like every one of my friends and everyone that I'm seeing thinks this is a bad move. So again, it doesn't seem like they care, and it doesn't seem like they care about pretty much anyone. And then another classic one is for seasons like Wrecked or very controversial seasons. It seems like everyone is saying one thing, they're doing another thing, and they're kind of coming in between what it seems like the comp players and the casual players want, and they land right in the middle, and it feels like what nobody wants. Now, here is why I think no one is understanding and why Epic Games is doing this. So with the locker changes, I know a lot of people were complaining about it, and it was a pretty big issue for a long time. But maybe, what if I told you the vast majority of the player base did not care that much? Second, with the bot controversy, we saw actually a lot of people come out on Twitter and say that they wanted bots and that people weren't mad about it and that they thought it was a good thing that bots got added back. So could it be for things that it seems like everyone agrees on, maybe not that many people do actually agree? And then for the final thing with balance changes, I think a lot of people don't understand that there's two ends to the spectrum. There's the comp players, which is very, very aggressive and very, very hyper competitive. And then there's the super casual side of Fortnite, which I think players like myself fall into, where we just want to have fun and we play a lot and we just want the game to be goofy, not serious, not competitive, and just kind of a mess. Now, this is why I think Epic Games does not care about you at all. I've said this in videos in the past, and I will say it again. Epic Games is looking at data. When a lot of people are complaining about the locker, they're going to look at the data and see how many people are still buying stuff. If a lot of people are still buying stuff, I don't think this change really was that important. Now, again, at the end of the video, I'm going to explain why I think this is a fallacy, and I will go through it. However, from their point of view, tens of millions of people play this game. It is impossible for them to listen to any individual person, and that's why they do not care about you. And I think there's a good argument for they should not care about you. If they took any one person from the community and did all the changes that that one person wanted, this game would probably be a shit show. So when they look at the data was showing, yeah, they should fix it. A lot of people were mad about, the locker, and so they wanted to fix it. It wasn't a super high priority though, so that's why it took so long. But at the end of the day, I would probably guess it only boosted sales a couple of percentage points, or even not at all. Now, for the bot controversy, I think you probably would be surprised how many people want bots. I thought this was like the easiest W for Fortnite to just turn off bots in OG, because it seemed like everyone I knew wanted that to happen. But I was shocked to see how many people on Twitter were like rioting. There was tweets with tens of thousands of likes saying that bots should be in the game. And again, I think the data here shows that the vast majority of the player base is probably on the lower end of the skill level, and that if there's not bots in a game mode, they will not play it. And with Fortnite promoting OG and spending a lot of money on ads, their ad was in the Game Awards recently for OG, I think they want the vast majority of people or players on Fortnite to try the mode out. And well, I can understand why if there is no skill-based matchmaking or bots, those people would get on, get shit on, and then get off. So again, I think with this certain topic, Fortnite just looked at the data and they said, yeah, I think we need bots in this mode as much as people don't like it. Do I agree with that? Well, you will see. And then the last thing is balance changes. This is like the easiest argument for what I'm saying. Fortnite definitely just looks at the data for balance changes. They have showed time and time again that they will kind of just land right in the middle between comp players and casual players, because I think that's where the majority of the player base probably is, which for me personally is really annoying, and I think I would wish that they would do something a little bit different. But again, I don't blame them for just looking at the data and seeing what works. And then a situation that perfectly encapsulates this entire thing is something that is happening on Twitter right now. Now, I want to preface this and say that this might not involve Epic Games at all. It could be someone impersonating them, but I thought it was a good example of how I could explain this topic and show you an in-depth example on what is happening currently. So Loot Station posted on Twitter that Epic Games is banning creators, YouTubers, and that Epic Games is taking down XP map videos on YouTube, and many YouTubers, including Loot Station, are facing channel terminations within days. These copyright strikes are happening without warning or any explanation. Creators deserve better communication and transparency. Now, again, I know Loot Station personally, and I know this is a massive blow to his channel, and that does suck. And I think it explains perfectly that they do not care. If they decided that they viewed XP maps as an exploitation of the player base, or that these YouTube videos were an exploitation of the player base, I completely understand why they would file these complaints. Now, I'll be honest, my personal opinion on this situation is kind of mixed. I do think there is a decent argument for what Loot Station is doing as being predatory to a light extent. However, that is on the very base level when you're just looking through the thumbnails. But in the videos, he is actually showing that you can get XP, you can grind out your battle pass quickly, and you can do those things. And for the people that want that style of content, I think it's not that big of a deal. Now, on the other side, I think this is a very good thing for map makers specifically, because XP maps tend to clutter up all of Discover in Fortnite, and is a very low bar and unawarding, basically just low effort content that no one really cares about. And I think if Epic wanted to get rid of this, it would actually be very smart, sort of just by setting the bar a little bit higher for map makers and making people not want to make these just normal kind of exploitative maps. However, my actual opinion on this is genuinely, I'd be kind of shocked if this is actually Epic Games. I almost feel like it's not. Now, I don't know much about YouTube's copyright strike system because I've never gotten one. However, I've seen people abuse that system and claim to be someone that it is actually not. And Loot has shown that he got 15 strikes from Epic Games, which is genuinely very excessive. But the thing is it's weird for Epic to have an issue with his videos and not the maps that are actually getting made. Also, they could very easily take down his creator code if that was a problem as well. So if they truly had a problem with this whole ecosystem, I think they went about it in a very odd way that I personally do not really agree with. And I also would guess that this is a person that is doing this and not actually Epic themselves. I could be completely wrong, but that is my guess. Now, in regards to if Epic actually listens to you or cares about you or anything or not, let me explain why I think Epic Games is wrong in this whole thing. Okay, so I already explained why I think Epic Games just looks at the data in all of these situations and picks and chooses based on the data. Now, I do think sometimes they break that rule, and I think that is what they should actually do bit more often. So in terms of the locker changes, this is actually one time I think they shown that even if the data shown that they weren't losing any money, that making small quality of life changes is always a good thing, and I think they need to keep that in mind even if the data is a little bit misleading or doesn't show exactly what it might or what they might think it would. And another area where I wish they would do this is with the bot controversy, because I think there's a way that they can just please everyone and make it a good thing for the entire community. For example, if the data shows that they need bots in games, that's fine, but just make it a toggleable thing that is on by default. I'm okay with waiting a couple extra minutes if it means my game isn't filled with bots in OG. And if I get tired of waiting so long, I can just go and click the box again. Now, that might be a coding nightmare, and I am aware of that, but I think it would make people play a lot more if they could play the way they want to more. And this is why I think Epic should actually listen to people more often and try to figure out new and creative ways to make both people happy, which leads to the balance changes thing. I think for a season like Wrecked, what they should have done, instead of just nerfing everything, it would have been cool if they could have made a game mode where one was nerfed and one was the old one. Now again, I'm aware that this is probably a coding nightmare and probably very difficult to do in a short amount of time, but if they could design some system that allowed that to happen, that would be very cool. Imagine on an update where they nerfed everything. They just made one game mode that was all the new nerf stuff in Battle Royale, and then one where it was all the older stuff that was not nerfed, and then you could really see where the community chose to play. And I think a lot of people would be surprised the number difference there. Or maybe just try something like that where it allowed you to play with a pre-nerfed version of something, whether it be a game mode or a side mode. And it doesn't even have to last all that long. It just shows that they want to have that style of gameplay for the people that like it. And again, I think letting those people know what they can do and how they can enjoy the game is really important, and I think helps out the ecosystem a lot. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you think Epic cares? Do you think they don't care? What do you think they should change? Do you think there's ways that they can handle this better? In my opinion, I think they always handle it decent. Again, it's clear that they look at the data a lot of the time, and maybe sometimes they should not do that, because I think sometimes the data can show something that might actually not be the right choice, which is kind of hard to explain or understand. But I think sometimes the data can show that people will play more, but then they get sick of it and they stop playing. Anyway, let me know what your thoughts are. Subscribe if you haven't, because I've been trying to get to 30K for a long time and it would help out a lot. Let me know what you would want me to do for 30K so we can make it some fun, like, little thing. I don't know, I'll reveal my belly button or something if you guys wanted me to. But then use code JoJoJosiah if you enjoy my content. That helps out so much, and thank you so much to the people who use it. Also, my Patreons are the GOAT. You know you're going to be at the end screen soon. And yeah, I hope you guys are having a good holiday season, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. Thank you so much to all my Patreons for supporting the channel, and thank you Paragon for the extra crazy support.